Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to turn a regular boring village butcher's into a Butchers of the Future. If you are unfamiliar with this series, let me explain. I have taken it upon myself to transform every single village structure into something a lot more modern. If you would like to check out any one of the other village structures first, check out the card system and the description below for the Transforming a Village playlist. You'll be able to find it very easily. And now that that's all out of the way, we can begin. Now, before we begin, we need to do two things. The first thing is to make sure that we have all of these materials that you can see in my inventory right now. We will be using every single one of those. And not only that, number two, we have to find an actual butcher's shop. They are very difficult to confuse with any other building as they are the only ones with a farm behind them. So simply look for that. It is also possible that you may encounter one where the door is not on the right side, however, it will be here on the left. Don't worry about it. It's going to be very easy to do the exact same thing no matter what the orientation of the door is. I think it also goes without saying to pause the video if you need time to prepare, make sure that you're ready, and then we can begin. Let's do it. Yep, the first thing I want you to do when transforming the butchers is get rid of the stairs at the front of the butchers. I then want you to destroy the base layer of cobblestone that goes all the way around the butcher's house. At this moment in time, we don't have to do anything to the farm area, we just want to focus on the house. Replace all of that cobblestone with white concrete. Just like that. Next, we're going to replace stairs. I'm using quartz stairs. Now, you can either use grey concrete or white concrete next to those stairs. In the original, I tried white. This time, I'm going to try grey. Also, place jungle leaves left and right of those stairs, in front of the actual butchers. Next, we are going to replace the windows. Every window that we encounter wants to be knocked out, replaced with blue glass, and then place pillar quartz block left and right of the window, destroying whatever block would be there. So that's on the front. These sides are a little bit different as the windows are larger, and you will also encounter a double window on the back as well. Wonderful. With that complete, we can now move on to the next substantial step. We are going to destroy all of the cobblestone on the sides of the build, and we're going to replace it with grey concrete. However, it's not just important that we destroy the cobblestone, we also want to destroy the oak wood planks above the cobblestone and replace those with grey concrete. We want to do this on not only the right side of the build, but also the left. Perfectly balanced. Now, on the front of the build, that actually looks kind of cool. I kind of like that color combination. I want you to destroy all of the cobblestone underneath the window and where the door was, replace it using grey concrete, and also the oak wood planks that you would find above next to the windows. We want to do the same on the back side as well, so all of the cobblestone, mainly underneath the window, needs to be destroyed and replaced using grey concrete. And of course the oak wood planks just above. We next want to rip off the roof, and when I say rip off the roof, I mean literally completely destroy it. There really doesn't have to be any remnants at all of any of the previous materials. And it will be very easy to replace the roof, as we now have our guiding blocks in place, so don't feel as though that you have to save any of it. Like that. Next, I want you to place quartz stairs on the back part of the house, or the front, and slowly build up layers of quartz stairs until you reach the apex. The apex simply means the highest point of the roof, of which you won't be able to build any higher, but instead you'll want to place an opposite facing quartz stairs row and slowly build down towards the front of the house until you eventually reach the side like this, and you will end up with something that probably, except for that additional aberrant stair, looks the exact same. We're also going to extend these stairs outwards like this, and we will be placing a row of upside down quartz stairs underneath the overhanging row. This of course just looks a little bit better aesthetically. Now that we have replaced the roof, we can move on to the garden area. So the garden area should be fairly simple. First, I want you to destroy this corner of grass block here on the right side that lines up with the build. We're going to place pillar quartz block in this corner. And we also want to place a pillar quartz block in this position also. This position lines up with the end of the house and the end of the grass. We're now going to destroy the back layer of grass and replace it using quartz slabs, which we will also use to connect the pillar quartz blocks back to the house, like this. We are now going to destroy underneath those quartz slabs, and I'm just going to have to replace wherever I destroy as well. And I'm going to place white concrete inside of the area. Otherwise, you'll find that quite often the grass will eventually dull, and oftentimes you'll just get like a dirt block rather than grass. So I find it's best just to replace it like this. It looks a little bit brighter, a bit nicer. Something else that I would also recommend, however, is unnecessary. However, first of all, I'll tell you what, we'll remove the fence around the top of the grass. It's kind of irrelevant now anyway. This is the part that is optional. You may choose to place grey concrete around the inside of your farm area. The reason for this is that from the side, you get the cool effect that you often get with modern houses. However, it is slightly impractical only because you reduce the farming space. So, next we're going to dump these materials. We're going to need to keep the birch fence, chest, cauldron, seeds, hoe, and also item frame, and we'll need a little bit of dirt more than likely. So, on the back here I'm going to destroy the cobblestone and I'm going to replace it with dirt. We'll probably replace that dirt with something else, but for the time being. Just left of the entrance, as you come out, I'm going to place a chest, left of that a cauldron, and above the chest an item frame with either a diamond hoe or seeds, either one. I'm also going to hoe the land a little bit, just so that we get a nice little bit of grassy area on the back of the house. If you like, you can keep animals back here, or whatever it is that you feel as though that you'd like. Now, I didn't include this in the item list. However, you might choose to fill the cauldron with water and place an iron trapdoor on top of it to make it look a little bit fancier. So, this isn't in the item list, it is a very, very small detail. However, water, iron trapdoor, if you like. I'm also going to place birch fence around the farm. Now, I'm not sure how it would look placing the birch fence on top of the grey concrete, but it might create a little bit of contrast, or it might look a bit goofy. So, I don't know whether I like this or this better. I'll let you be the judge, however, I'll keep it like this for now. Okay, so now that the outside is done, we have to come inside. Now, inside we have a bit of work to do. And we're going to use a whole different set of materials. We're going to need to grab some quartz stairs, some light grey concrete, a bit of quartz slab, pillar quartz block, we need item frames, we'll also need some chests to pad the area, and we'll also need the birch fence, weighted pressure plates, and some torches. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the roof. So I'm going to place upside down quartz stairs underneath the quartz stairs that we have placed for the roof. Like that. So it's just a bit more interesting. I'm going to place torches above each of the doors. This should provide ample lighting. I'm also going to destroy the cash register area. And I'm going to place light grey concrete there instead. And I'm going to destroy the area around it. So instead of quartz slabs, I'm actually going to use some block of quartz or quartz slabs instead of the stone slabs. I'm going to have a cash register, as this is a business, not a very well run one, but that's what we're here to solve. I'm going to place a cash register, aka a quartz stairs. I'm also going to place item frames above the back of the cash register, above the long window on the left of the build, and also the right. Later on, we'll place our wares in the item frame. So, we also have a table in here. In the corner here, I think that I'm actually gonna, what am I gonna use? I know. We'll have a contrast. We'll use a grey concrete instead of anything else. We'll use a grey concrete here in the corner. Quartz stairs instead of oak stairs. Pillar quartz blocks instead of, well, nothing. And then we will, in the corner, place a birch fence with a pressure plate on top. I'm going to place some chests around the build because it makes sense that we would have some chests. As a matter of fact, this might be a stupid time to place chests, as we also have to redo the floor. So for the floor, you've got a couple of options. You could either use some white concrete, you can use some grey concrete, or you could even use some quartz slab. It's kind of up to you what you want to use. I'm kind of thinking of using a bit of grey concrete and keeping it dark, but you could equally use some birch wood instead if you wanted to add that to your item list. Or you could use something a lot more colourful. I'm going to turn that into white concrete. I kind of like the contrast in here a little bit. I like it being a little bit darker. However, you could easily invert this, and let me just show you what I mean. Well, this actually isn't what it means to invert. To invert, it means to swap the colours around with each other. What I've kind of done is I have taken the quartz block around the cash register and I've turned it into grey, and I also added a little bit of a square grey area around the seating area as well. And I placed some white concrete in between that kind of acts as a way to get into the back entrance, but you can do whatever you like. It's completely up to you. I like to give options when doing these tutorials. The last things that I kind of want to do with the inside, I want to grab a flower pot, poppies, and I want to grab raw meat. Any will do really. In the item frames, I'm simply going to place a selection of the raw meat. And there are more than this. I believe that I'm missing rabbit and the fish as well. So, you know, you can place different ones if you like. And I'm also going to place a flower pot in this corner with a poppy in it. And that is the inside pretty complete. It looks quite modern inside here. I really like it. And that only leaves two things left to do, guys. So, you can either use a birch door, or you can use an iron door for the entrances / exits. However, I'm sure that I don't have to tell you guys that if you're going to use an iron door, then you're going to need a button, which is actually fine, because if you were to use one on the back, you'd place the button here to get in, and you'd place the button here to get out. And on the front, I'm going to show you what it looks like. You see, I've kind of changed my opinion on the birch door. Whilst I do think the birch door stands out quite nicely, and we do have some synergy, if that's the right word to use, with the birch fence that we have along the back, it just does seem a little bit out of place. So perhaps an iron door instead with a button would be a bit preferable to the birch. But again, that's kind of like a design decision that's kind of up to you really, to be honest. And of course, the only thing that you got to think about, I don't think I placed one on the inside here, is, whoops, there we go. You're just going to have a button to get out as well, or pressure plates, or a switch, or whatever it is that you want to do. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Butchers complete. If you have enjoyed this tutorial, please do remember to hit that like button and share the video with a friend. Sharing is caring. If you like, you can subscribe to check out the last 2 videos in this series. Over the next 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have the last modern transformation, which is going to be the village hut. And we are also going to show the entire village in all of its majesty, as we have pretty much reached the end of this series. So I can't even tell you to comment and let me know what's next, because there's only one option. However, the good news is that if you do want to check out the Building a Modern Village or the Transforming a Modern Village playlist, it is nice and full. You can find it in the card system and the description below. I can't wait to actually have this village 100% fully completed, adding some walls and some gardens and some extra niceness around the actual modern village. I think that you guys are going to love it when we actually show off the entire transformation. And if you would like a little sneak peek, you can see the village hut down there in between what is a large villager house and the well. But that is that, ladies and gents. I do hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. I really do. This has been such a fun series to make, and what's made it even more fun is the fact that you guys participate in the posts that I make on the channel, voting to actually, you know, what I'm going to make next. And unfortunately, you know, that's the last of those, but who knows, I might be making another series kind of like this one in the future if you guys would want it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you so much. This really has been an absolute blast, probably one of my favorite series to make on the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.